I guess I should have asked. Are we just not talking to the people anymore? Or are we just talking to each other?
No, we'll be talking to the people more than we're just talking to each other. But
Okay.
but we got to wait for them to come on and for them to be a part of what we're doing, like kind of like right now. Hey there, we're so glad that you're with us and that you are watching the CFC, or also known as the Common Freaking Sense Network. And we're so glad to have you here. We're coming back again. We're doing a lot of
Vamping?
Revamping would be an excellent word to use for this. Yes, we're doing revamping.
What are we doing?
Reorganization probably would be a better way of putting it. Yeah. So thanks for being with us and thanks for joining us. You see, Chris has is serving back in a deployment, so he's been reactivated. The reason why he was with us for so long, anyway, to begin with, was that he messed up his shoulder pretty bad, right? Yep.
Yeah, what's up with you guys and messing up your shoulders?
Yeah. Well, I was in an automobile accident, so and I never got mine fixed. So that's the thing that happened with me. But with Chris, his was kind of a training accident. He was doing something for training and something he was doing and over rotated, tore ligaments and so forth.
Due to, as a kid, he popped his shoulder out and it just kind of kept popping in and out.
Well, no, not the actual tearing of the ligaments and everything.
I thought it was due to the
he didn't tear any ligaments back then. No. And so he was in a I really am not at liberty to say everything that he was doing, but it was for training.
It went ouchies.
Yeah, and he over rotated, tore ligaments, part of a bicep thing. Anyway, he had surgery, and so he was home and doing all that kind of stuff. And they finally said, "Hey, man, you're good to go."
Desk duty.
And so they sent him on his merry way. So he's
your little you gave a thumbs up and you kind of put it out of focus. There we go.
All right. Anyway, so he was sent off to do the things that he was trained to do, because that's what Army guys do. So he is not with us, and we took a we did some reorganizing here. So as you see, Kay is literally sitting right next to me. Yeah, no, don't do that. And so we hope that you're going to enjoy the podcast. How come you're out of focus over there?
Oh, that's just because the recording quality that we see on the other screen is just absolute crap. But it's much better when you guys are going to see it. It's going to be more like that, what we see on your screen.
Oh, okay.
It's just interface difference.
Yeah, we got so much going on, and of course, when Chris is with us, he is never in studio because we're in central Wisconsin when we do that recording, and he is all the way over in Seattle, Washington. So
it's a ways away.
Yeah, it's a ways, and it's pretty cool that we could do that kind of stuff. And Kay is never sitting here either.
Most of the time, no. I prefer sitting in here because either it has more preferable temperatures than out in my offshoot of the house.
Well, that's one of the other things that we're revamping is, where we're going to be broadcasting from, or recording from, actually, in our situation. So, things have gotten revamped over the last 2 to 3 weeks. And so now it's time to get back to work, and we're putting another show up. So welcome to the Common Freaking Sense Network, where I, Pastor Eric, am with you. And over here is our trusty producer, and filling in the other seat for Chris is Kay. Say hi, Kay.
Hey, y'all guys.
Yeah. So, one of the things I've been back to, I did a rant one time. Just once on a particular person that is on radio here locally in central Wisconsin.
Oh.
And I was listening to that particular radio station on the way into work today. Oh my goodness. This woman is mind numbing.
Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
He complains so obsessively about her that I have to plug my ears and I refuse to listen to him complaining because it's so ridiculous. If you do not like her that much,
I do. I turn her off.
Turn her off.
I do.
And yet sometimes he still listens because of her co-hosts or the guests she has on, and still
they have
complains.
information. They have information that I want.
Incessantly complains about her, so I just plug my ears.
Local politics, things that are going on in our local community that I need to be informed about,
right.
Especially in my current situation, because I deal with a city here in central Wisconsin, and I need to know the laws. I need to know about the shakers, the movers. I kind of need to know, who's influencing and what's going on. Every once in a while, I bump into these people for real.
Yeah.
In my job position, because I lead an entire organization, and so sometimes I have interactions with these people. Like now, I have 3 times. I have had interaction, a cause to bump into the mayor of Wisconsin Rapids.
Yeah, Oh wait, has the election happened, right? Or no?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
He took office. He took office in March.
Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about that.
And you know who he is, right?
Yeah.
You do you remember that guy when we were doing the
I never interacted
E-Scrapped?
I never interacted with
Do you remember when we were doing the
E-Scrap?
I've
ever heard stories. But
okay.
Yes,
and there was the guy that was walking around taking the pictures.
No, I wasn't there.
Okay, but
I guess I was.
I did. I interacted
him
with him a couple of times on that day, but I knew him before that in my current job position because he was interacting. Anyway, so I'll stop the story right there so that I don't get myself into hot water. But anyway, so the mayor of Wisconsin Rapids, I've had an opportunity to interact with him, and strangely enough, when I did, he does know who I am. He does recognize me by face, and he can call me out by name. So, there's no hiding here.
Is it a lot more pleasant this time?
Very much so.
Different position of power.
Yes.
And responsibility level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On the other,
good for the guy if he's matured like that.
The other thing that I hear out of him is that he is in over his head being mayor of the town. By certain phrases and things that he uses, it's like, I'm not sure he's going to run for this position once it's finished. And I think it's a 2-year position. I'm not sure. But yeah, because I've already caught him saying things like, well, in the next election, whoever your mayor is going to be. And I'm like, doesn't sound like it's planning on being you.
Oh, no.
And so forth. So, and it's not an easy job. And there's an awful lot to being a local mayor that is actually a lot of PR. And
I don't understand people rushing headlong into, I want that position of power. Well, you want power, but are you going to abuse it, or are you actually going to try and be a good leader? Because either way, there's just too much crap to go on.
Yeah.
There's just too much responsibility.
So depending on mayoral offices, the bigger the city, the more the job is prestigious. Okay. So you go LA, New York, Houston, Chicago, these mayors that of these particular towns, there's a lot of the cities. There's a lot of money that passes through the mayor's office, and he has control over things. He is the chief executive officer of the city. And he gets to he runs the council. He's the as chief executive officer, he's also chairman of the board. So he has a lot of decisions on what comes up for a vote, how it gets shifted out, how local things are spent, what gets worked on, how money is diverted to different places, so that
a lot about the money.
Yes, locally it's a lot about money. And when it's a major city, and each one of those cities that I mentioned has a major port, so there's import that comes in, there's taxes that come in on the imports,
or major industries,
international imports. So there's just a lot of money that goes through those cities' hands. So you take Wisconsin Rapids, city of 18,000.
It's 18,000. I thought it was 24,000.
I thought it was 18, but anyway, I mean, we're still there.
Small
the mayor of a town of that size, there's a lot of things that are already set in. There's not a lot of money that passes through his hands. A lot of things are already done by committees that he doesn't necessarily have a lot of control over. So the mayor's job in that size of a town is basically, as chairman of the board, when the council gets together, he just helps keep the council together and make things go smooth, and does a lot of PR work at that level. Totally different types of jobs when you're the mayor of 18,000 Wisconsin Rapids, as opposed to being mayor of 9 million or 8 million now New York City, with hundreds of millions of dollars that comes through your
they
port.
were closer to 7 million. Let me see.
Maybe they might be down. Anyway, I'm going to get fact checked right here, everybody. So we're going to move on while she's checking her phone. And I'm going to wet my whistle with some awesome peach tea. If you haven't had any peach tea for a while, get yourself some peach tea. This commercial is brought to you by Peach Tea.
By Peaches.
Where you can get the most awesome peach tea. All right, so
it is 8.3 million as of 2022.
Yeah.
So
and it's losing population.
Los Angeles is 3.8, where Chicago's 2.6. Yeah. All in the millions still, of course. So
yeah. So anyway, back to this gal who is on the radio, and there's a couple of things that she does that just absolutely drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. I'm not going to call her out by name. But one of them,
before, you know.
I know, but one of the things that she does, and I get on the way in, and from where I live, 40-minute drive to work.
45, you're on the other side of town.
Yeah, 40 whatever. And she'll be talking, and I can count almost 20 times every morning that she has a problem with dry mouth, and she has to stop and swallow. So you be talking, and she has to, and she has this while it's going on. And of course she has this,
don't you?
It's maddening. It is absolutely maddening. Do you see this right here? This is the answer to her problem. Watch. I'll show you what it is.
I thought Jesus was the answer.
Wet your whistle, Chicky Poo. That's all you got to do, and you'll quit with this. You'll quit with this swallowing thing, or put a piece of gum in your mouth. Oh, maddening. Absolutely maddening. You know the other thing that she does? She started off on a tirade today. And she will get going, and I think, but it might not. Well, I was doing this. Well, yeah, that's
spaghetti brain.
Oh,
so she does.
Oh,
that one annoys me a little bit more than the whole.
She cannot complete a sentence. It's not that hard. Watch, see me do it. Isn't it wonderful?
Can't you tell how well this is going?
Oh, man.
Can we? So, okay.
How does a person like that even get on radio? I don't get it. I mean, if she had, obviously she has a face for radio, Because if she was on TV and she was a beautiful girl or something like that, okay.
I don't even know what she looks like.
I don't either. Rush Limbaugh would call her an info babe. That's one of these gals that gets on.
I feel like we need to start going into keeping the main thing, because we're kind of tiring a little bit.
I am, but I'm going to stop and pivot here as soon as I'm finished.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, that's what I'm.
No, that's not her. It's the fiery redhead.
Right. Yeah, she's supposed to be a redhead.
Yeah. So.
Is it Ellison? No, it's Meg Ellison.
We weren't gonna tip out her name. I know her name.
Oh, okay. Well, use
I know.
Use the radio station she's from.
Her. Hey.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No.
Her.
No.
No. Okay, I'll find it. Keep going.
Yeah. All right. So while she's looking at that, so we are going to pivot here just a little bit. I got that off of my shoulders, and because it was pressing down pretty good. It really was.
You like beating dead horses?
Well, it's just annoying. But there are other things that are annoying right now. So
yes.
Yeah, we want to bring those things to light right at the moment. So we are letting you know that Chris is gone, and he will be. I think we can get him back after the first of the year. We have heard from him, so we'll pass the news along that he is doing okay. And lots of things are going pretty well for him. So wish him well and pray for his safety. That would be a great thing to do. All right. So I just wanted to know, have you been paying attention much to the presidential election?
No. I keep getting a bunch of texts and they're like, who are you voting for? And I'm like, I'm conservative. Don't even ask. Well, no, I've been doing a lot of different surveys and there's a few that pop up and I'm like, okay, I'll do the survey. And by the time it's like, oh, well, what are you voting for? Who did you vote for? I answer honestly, Trump. I'm, very conservative. I'm a Republican, count as. And then it's like, well, what's your age demographic? And I'm like, 21. Sorry, you don't qualify for this. Oh, no. And here's another one. What race are you? Or what race are you? Anything of Hispanic, Latino, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
No. What race do you identify as? White. African American, all of these. No, European. No,
sure.
I'm Jewish. I'm part Native American. I'm part German, Scottish, a little bit of Irish. I'm all of these different, just because the majority of them are white.
Yes.
White is not a race. But as soon as I say I'm white, 21 years old, I am straight.
You are not the demographic we are looking for.
Sorry, you don't qualify for this,
right.
for this survey. And I'm just like, I thought every opinion mattered. No, of course not.
No, now, okay. And this is what I wanted to get at. And so we'll take a few minutes from here. But I do want to circle back.
Yes.
Yes, we want to do that.
We'll bring it back.
Okay. And that is what I wanted to take the time to kind of launch into here is how they're pulling apart the polling and trying to make sense out of.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
wait.
Pulling apart the polling.
Yes.
Got that? Yeah, everybody like that alliteration? Thank you.
I don't know why I did it in person. I could push a button and get it.
And get the real sound in our broadcast. So and maybe some of our people out there, this is going along with them that, are you getting it? And if you are, we would love to have you, make some comments on our down there.
Make a comment on wherever you're listening to this on.
Yeah.
And if other platforms are easier, why don't you head on over to stuff like YouTube? Because that's the only one I know about. He's got a lot of other ones that he posts on. And after I get logged into those, I'll be able to more intelligibly tell you where you can follow, like, subscribe, and share. depending on where you catch this at.
Absolutely. And we'll get that done. But have you participated in the polls? There's this divisive thing going on.
Yeah.
Have you noticed how much they're after? We're hearing about this. Oh, by the way, white women that go to college support Trump. Black women that go to college, uneducated black women that go to college. No, wait a minute. Uneducated black women who do not go to college.
No, you can go to college and be uneducated. I will die on this hill. This will be a hill that I die on. Anyway,
so they're looking for all these different demographics,
very specific demographic,
right, to try to see how people are polling, who's connecting with those particular groups, which candidate is doing that, and that's what they're that's what they're reporting coming back on.
To a certain extent, it does matter what demographic you pull to, is because what is in the majority, what is in the minority, what you should do, based off of how you campaign. If you want to get something like the popular vote, or if you just want to do like Trump does, and I'm going to do this is what I'm going to do, because I think, well, okay, I'm going to take a step back. I don't know if Trump's doing it on purpose or if Trump's not, campaigning towards the people, because I feel like to a certain extent he is.
He is. Oh,
you have to.
He is sharp. The people that are from him, the people that are working for him,
his kids.
Well, it's not just his kids. I mean, he's got the different people that are a part of his strategy. Is saying, the different moves that he needs to do in order to connect with these different demographics, because in different states, when the demographic breaks down, he doesn't necessarily have to, totally overtake that demographic. But if he breaks that demographic down in that particular state, for instance, if he can break down the inner city black in New York, and he just nabs 15% of a vote that he didn't have before, that number is so huge that it actually puts the entire state of New York into play.
Yes.
So, and that's just going after
cities,
a demographic.
I don't like cities, and I don't like the fact that you can literally only get 15% of a single population of something like New York and get already the majority of the entire state, and that's how it sways. Like,
well, that's because Oregon, he's winning almost all the white vote, but you swing 15% of the black, and all of a sudden, it goes down, which means he's losing 85%. He's not winning it by big, but there's that much
of that
of votes built into that it ends up swaying things.
Well, when you stop and think demographic wise, look at Oregon and how over in the major city of Oregon that I never care to Portland. I don't care to remember it. It has so many people, and it has such a liberal mindset. It sways the entire state, whereas basically everywhere outside of Oregon is very moderate to conservative, and most of the time do vote towards, oh, well, I like this person because they're gonna do what I want, or I vote Republican because they're gonna do what I want, and they actually, moderate to more right conservative values. Because when you stop and think about it, it's still a large portion of farming community out there. And Portland is the only thing that is notable in Oregon that makes it bad. Everything else is decently okay.
No, Olympia is also pretty liberal out there, but all of those are little tiny spots compared to the size of the rest of the state. Yeah, so.
Right, which is one of the biggest reasons why I don't like cities. It's just not my style. There's just so much wrong with it.
Oh, you're such a country girl.
But there's so much to unpack, okay? There's too much to unpack.
So I want to take this into consideration. Something just happened the other day. So yes, a lot of things happened. All the candidates, yes, it did. All the candidates do have in their targeting and how to go about
PR campaign.
Well, how they go about tackling their politics and so forth. It's not just here, let me appeal to everybody. They start breaking down these demographics, which is why, you had your little survey they wanted you to talk about. Okay. And they measure these different demographics. And sorry, we don't want your opinion. We want these others' opinions, because if we can sway inside those demographics, we can sway the election. That's the thinking. All of the candidates participate in that kind of campaigning effort. Let's call it
Style.
that. So this is what happened the other day. Former President Obama was out.
Oh, I did hear a little bit about
And
this.
he is and I don't want to talk about Obama. I really don't want to talk about the candidates themselves. I want to talk about this psychology of a type of campaigning, and I want to kind of hear about it. And I don't know, can you slip and maybe find a little bit of what he said? Would you be able to do that and bring it up and play it on your screen?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So while she's looking it up,
What
I'm going to give
specifically Obama's
Obama
statement on her.
addressing Obama addresses black men.
Okay.
And I believe he was in Pennsylvania when he did this. It just happened within the last 48, maybe 72 hours,
A
but
while.
it's not been too far. And so what he did, he's campaigning for Kamala Harris. And as he is campaigning for them, he stops in to, I believe he was at a either campaign headquarters, or he was in a voting area, something of that nature. He stops in and he starts addressing the people around him, and of course there's a lot of blacks. He's in a black community, black neighborhood, and he starts telling them that he starts scolding black men for not supporting Kamala Harris. And he tells them, I think your problem is that you're afraid. Oh, did he use the word afraid? I hope you find it. So yeah, that's not, none of that's it. Um, I wonder, you'll see him. He's individually standing in a room. Nope. In a very, very small room.
Okay.
There's only a few people with him in that room. And he starts telling them, that's it right there.
Well, that's okay.
And I think you got a problem. I don't think you guys are afraid to vote for a woman. That's the problem. And it's really stone quiet in the room. And I mean, he's scolding. He's not a happy camper, and he's telling them, you've got a problem. You guys are not. I think you guys are afraid to vote for a woman.
Yeah.
And that's not right. And kind of goes after him. So do you have it?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay, she's not quite there yet. And so what I want you to see this, and we're going to play a few seconds of it here.
Yeah.
But what I'm asking, my question that I'm asking is, so we go out, we look at specific demographics, we address those demographics. Sometimes we make campaign promises in order to bring those demographics over to us, or maybe we will make different statements against the other candidate, saying he's not for your demographic. But the idea is we're trying to sway you in order to vote for us. I want you to hear what you grabbed, the one that's 29 seconds long. Is that right?
Yeah.
So 29 seconds of this. This is former President Obama. Do you think this kind of campaigning is effective? Go ahead and play.
I hope there's audio.
You're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable.
Okay, it didn't have the whole thing there, but
I'm going to go ahead and just speak some truths, if you don't mind. Yes. Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
The brothers.
So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly.
You all already?
Yeah.
Not even y'all, you all.
Uh-huh.
He didn't even say y'all correctly.
Well, he doesn't say it like a Southerner. He says it like an inner city guy. Okay,
enough.
so I want to watch to see if he says this about you're afraid to vote for a black woman.
And say that when you have a choice that's this clear, on one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from
talking
those
about Kamala.
experiences.
Yeah.
Who's had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land and is putting forward concrete proposals to directly address the things that are vital in our neighborhoods and our communities, to making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine, and making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high, and are committed to making sure that we maintain the Fair Act, so everybody's got help and cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person. And you're thinking about sitting down? But, Cousin Pookie might be. And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that because of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president.
Okay, cut it. We're good. There it is.
Up with other
Your problem is that you are not ready to have a woman for president. Okay. So this is what I'm getting at right there. I just want to know, forget about we're not talking about who's doing it. We're not talking about Democrat, Republican. The psychology of, do you think that kind of campaigning is effective whatsoever?
I do. You know why?
Okay.
Because it's a type of shaming and peer pressure. And if one person starts it, another will join in, start voicing their opinion, and soon you have a mob of people looking and shoving it down your throat that you should change your mind. And people aren't strong enough to stand up against that.
So you really think that shaming
shaming is a big part of our culture.
Is powerful enough to do that.
That's how the whole LGBTQ community gets away with what they do in the BLM, is because they shame you for doing something, and because there's so many people screaming at you, you automatically take on an amount of guilt because they are putting that much pressure on you that they get so muddled and so confused that they just suddenly start believing it themselves. It's like a type of rhetoric and brainwashing.
Okay, maybe it's because
I've seen it happen.
Okay, all I'm saying is maybe it's because I find shaming to be stupid.
I do too, because it's don't shame me for something that I'm not. Screw you. I'm not listening to you.
Careful, young lady. I mean, since it doesn't work on me, I guess I don't understand how other people can allow shaming to affect them. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. It's kind of like online bullies. You know, we have a thing where people, cyberbullying is such a thing. Cyberbullying is such a thing. And I'm like, how can cyberbullying be? Watch this.
I actually have an answer
Blick,
for you.
boom, you're gone. No more bullying. I have got all the power right here.
Slow your gestures down. You're confusing the camera.
Okay.
I actually have an answer for you.
Well, obviously it's not a smart camera if I can confuse it. Go ahead.
Moving on. I have an answer for you. I've been listening to a lot of different Reddit stories and being on the internet more than I was back when you first started that statement, which is about 10 plus years ago that I've been hearing you say this.
Oh, yeah. I've been saying it for a long time. And I totally, you're not going to change my mind about it.
No, but I know how people are letting it happen because they don't have enough in-person validation, or their situation with their friends, their parents, nobody's validating them, that they so get into, I want to seek out validation. Well, where am I going to get that validation? Online. And once people realized that you can get them with validation and you can get them reading, suddenly they also get hooked on reading the negative as well. And it's like an insatiable curiosity of knowing what the other person says and then equating it to an actual person, because it is another person on the other side, and they're so giving it weight and valid that they're literally giving it an absolute amount of personality and literally imagining the person on the other side and just saying, oh, it's just words on a screen, and disassociating from it. They give so much credence to everything that they let themselves into that pitfall. And I get it too, because I've seen funny posts, I've seen different things, and I've seen myself put something out there once and people kind of put it on, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that negative comment or anything. But that was when I was a lot younger. Now that I'm older, it's, well, I just disagree with your opinion, so screw you, whatever. And just kind of turn it off.
Blick, you're gone.
Because I can't now, rationally thinking it out. So many people in this nation and over the world have so much emotional immaturity that even if they are in their 30s, they still act like a 12-year-old that has showed their dad or mom a picture of something they drew, and they just go, that's just really crappy. Get better. And it really hurts them, and they take it like that emotionally, because everyone has such stunted growth emotionally.
Okay, so we talk about, and I'm only going to spend a second on this. I'm going to get back to the other thing that's really there, but let me just address this really quick. Cyberbullying, I understand, and I get the phenomenon. I get the psychology that's behind it. I get all of that. Right up until a point. Look, somebody says something, they hurt me. Somebody, okay, great. Boom, I'm done talking with you. Oh no, I keep going back to the point where I start getting so depressed, to the point where I want to commit suicide. Oh, I got all the control
you have
right here. I got the power.
You have the power.
So I would rather take something, go back to something and take something in that so poisons me that I want to kill myself, when all I have to do is I can control it. Blick, turn you off.
Yeah.
That's irrational.
Exactly, and that's why they all have
Okay,
the emotional
so
immaturity.
back to what we were really talking about originally.
Sorry.
No, because I want to entertain what you say. You likened it unto it, and I want to hear because in your mind it's the same thing, and that is shaming. Shaming is one of the things I actually use it in a classroom. When I'm dealing with students, I can use
Does it work?
shaming. I call it more group dynamics is what I use. And when you can get a person who is non-compliant and get the rest of the class to turn on that one particular student, you can make that student become compliant by group dynamics, or I believe it's what you're calling as shaming. And yeah, you can do that.
Or
if
peer pressure.
if
I've
you're
also
good,
called it peer
or
pressure.
peer pressure, and do the same thing, okay, and get that accomplished. And of course that's a great way of doing it, and the person complies because the group and the group pressure on them causes them to comply. But this isn't a group going at one. This is one man going at a group. And does he really hold that much that but that his shaming would actually get people to change their minds?
Yeah, I mean, I go back to that one girl in your college class just getting ready to vote. You know,
I wasn't a girl in my college class.
I didn't
Go
say
ahead.
college. I said your class. Did I say college?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, the girl in your senior class teaching them how to vote with the politics.
Well, I was
Why
teaching.
are you voting? Why are you voting for him?
Yeah,
he goes against every single thing that you stand for. Because I like him.
Just because I like him.
So many people still really. I don't know Obama. I don't care. I don't know him personally. I didn't like what he did in office, but like I just don't know the guy.
Well,
so
again,
whatever.
I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on campaigning to sway people to vote for you.
There are some people.
So I'm looking at that psychology
that
there.
Vote immediately for because I like him, and there's still a lot of people that just like him. That they would sway. And eventually they have sway over people, and then the people they get changed and get sway.
And you're talking about the multiplying,
the ripple
effect, or a multiplying factor here. So you really think that by him shaming him, some of the problem is with you brothers. I don't think you're ready to vote. You don't want to vote for a woman. And here's the thing I'm thinking, it's going through my mind.
Yes.
Not that one.
No, I 21-year-old heterosexual female, I do not want a woman as president.
Okay.
I do not really like women in politics or in most places of power. I'm not saying all women. I am saying most women.
And that's a thing for you. Okay.
Personally,
somebody would say that you're corrupted because you've mainly been around a hierarchy of men, or a patriarchy. And so you prefer to function under that.
I have been under group control of a matriarchy. I have been under both patriarch and matriarch, as you would call, or of mainly female dominated versus mainly male dominated. And let me tell you, yes, I prefer patriarch. And I'm okay if you want to call me brainwashed. It is my own opinion, and it is what I have summed up and judged. Because, gosh darn it, you women, shut up.
Hold on, you are one now. You are one.
Know.
What's going on here?
I know. And just it's
well, in your estimation, let's go down that rabbit hole. We've got a minute or so here.
Just a second.
So what bothers you about matriarch leadership?
Honestly, it's very toxic. There's no tough love, and then
men are supposed to be toxic. Women are not toxic.
No, it's toxic masculinity.
Okay,
oh, my word.
Can females have toxic masculinity? Maybe I'm behind the times here.
I'm just letting you know the appropriate term.
Oh yeah. So anyway, only men can be toxic.
Only men can be. No, it's okay.
You just did that again.
Shut up. So let me get my thoughts back under control so I don't spaghetti brain.
Okay.
Dealing with women and dealing with a mainly matriarch, there is no such thing as a proper tough love. And then when there is, it is absolutely venomous and nasty, and everything is about backstabbing. And I've dealt with different places where it's a majority of girls and it's all about, these are my friends, I'm going to gossip about you and talk about it. And it's just so absolutely suffocating. That's what I can say. It's absolutely suffocating. Everybody's out to get you, and then, oh, you're in my interest right now because, oh, well, you've got this is usually when I was a kid, and it doesn't get any better when you're an adult. It's like, oh, you've got a new toy, yeah, we're gonna play with you. Or, oh, you've got this thing to bring of snacks and food, yeah, we're gonna. And then like an hour later, everything's bored, done, and then we're just gonna walk off to our actual friends that we've known since like third grade, but we still hate each other, but we're the only ones that can gossip about everybody else together, and I've spilled too many secrets to them. And so it's like, if we betray each other, then all of our dirty secrets get out, and it just gets worse.
Okay, you are really bring it in now.
No,
bring it home.
It's
You're thinking of somebody specific.
Small experiences that have compounded over time, the things that I've dealt with. And when one of my first real jobs that I had that wasn't all women, because that was awful, it was great. It was fun. And honestly, it was just hunky-dory, and it was wonderful. And
so
the difference
would you rather work in a warehouse of guys or an office full of women?
Warehouse full of guys. I'd rather do warehouse work anyway. I've never liked doing a lot of clerical office work anyway. I like driving forklifts.
And just to let everybody know, she is a certified forklift driver.
Don't call OSHA.
What do you mean? Don't call OSHA. You got your card.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't call OSHA. It's okay. I'm
it's
certified.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, you are certified. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So I just go back to that. When I sat there, I heard that somebody brought that out on a radio clip. And so I'm driving down the road and I was listening to it. That's how I was aware of that. I heard it as a sound clip, and I'm thinking, he was a good, I mean, I don't care for the guy's politics, but he was a good campaigner.
Yeah, very charismatic.
That's how he got elected. I mean, you don't, got to be good at it if you're going to get elected. And it blew me away that he would use that type of a campaigning. He didn't tell whoever was filming him, hey, turn that off. I want to talk to this office, and turn around and talk to the office. No, he intended for his words to be heard.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, since when does scolding a group of people, and I mean, he was talking
treating them like a bunch of
kids.
Yeah, third graders.
And telling them there's a problem here.
Yeah.
And scolding them. And if, what your problem is you're afraid to vote for a woman.
That's how our society just really works nowadays.
Okay.
It's awful.
Wow. That kind of leaves me speechless, because my brain automatically goes, well, when he ran the Oval Office then, and he ran the government, or at least the executive branch of the government, he is the CEO. How did he treat the people around him then?
Well,
that wasn't
Hawaii
just
story.
something that he learned how to do.
I will say I know a specific Hawaii story.
Okay.
And that kind of gives you credence to, you're not on my level. I don't care. You're not someone I need to give credence to. You're not someone I need to sweet talk. You're not someone I need to look good for.
Yeah, what she's referring to is a story that he was on vacation, wanted to play a particular
his favorite Hawaii golf
spot, and on that day there was the guy was a captain,
I don't remember her rank.
I don't remember, but it was two Army people that were getting married on a particular hole, and they had to break up
The wedding.
the wedding that was happening at that hole
Resort.
so that the president could play through. And I'm thinking, wow, what a
Why?
missed opportunity,
To look good.
to look good. Yeah. Could you imagine if all of a sudden he just went through? First off, he's the commander in chief. And so, but if I remember right, at least the guy, she wanted to be married in a white dress, but he wore his military dress to be married in. And to come up and to, you know what, just photobomb it, walk through there, congratulate them, do that for the entire wedding, get your picture with the bride and groom. And by the way, you're his boss. Actually, you're her boss too.
You're their boss.
And they're their boss, and get the picture with them, and then say, hey, and kiss the bride's hand and give her a blessing and say, okay, guys, we're heading up to the next fairway. Let's go. And leave the wedding. That would just make you
the best.
Oh man, the president, my boss, awesome. He actually came through and said hi to me, and we got a picture with him. And
do you know if they got refunded or not?
Yes, they did.
They
actually,
did.
Yeah,
I think
they
that was
they
probably
got refunded.
Only the good part that came out is the resort went, crap, sorry. The Queen Elizabeth II, God rest her soul, did that. A British couple invited her, good old royalists, and she came. They got pictures with the bride and groom. She came to the wedding reception. Didn't stay very long, but honestly, that was, really cool. So
wow,
right?
Wow,
that was back in the early 2000s.
Elizabeth was very down to earth. Very, very down to earth, that kind of thing. The rest of the royals,
she loved her sword cutting cake.
I'm not sure what their problem was. But
she loved her cake cutting sword, I should say specifically.
She has one?
Yeah, she had one. She pulled it out, and it was technically classified as a sword, not
That's
a
what we
dagger.
go down south, a pig sticker.
and they got a couple pictures of her cutting cake with it. Well, it was such a big cake, you'd need a sword to cut it anyway.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, anyway, that's the one thing I wanted to get after tonight was just a few moments talking about that strategy, that style,
that tactic,
that tactic. And I cannot imagine with demographics and trying to do that, which, by the way, the demographics are saying that Black men are leaving the support of Kamala Harris and the Democrats and swinging over. Now, they're only swinging by about 15 points from where they were earlier. So it's down to, her support is only 65% of Black men. And so, 35% are starting to take a look at Donald Trump, or they're saying that they would vote for Donald Trump.
Wow.
She still is overwhelmingly winning that, but it's that number of that demographic
leaders versus
that
followers.
Is swing. And so it was listening to the difference of styles of trying to reach those groups. So the Democrats are using rallies and going and visiting with the elites, or shall we say the Hollywood types, celebrity types, let's say it that way. I think that's a better word. And they're using them, and the celebrities are coming out and promoting them. And so that's a big way that she's trying to reach that demographic. Whereas Trump is using town hall meetings where it's very personal.
He just goes
smaller
and talks to them,
and is meeting. This is something you don't hear a lot about, but he'll go through a town and he's having several meetings with either inner city church groups or small business groups where he's meeting with the business leaders, ethnic business leaders, one-on-one in business groups. And that is how he's doing it.
That would, no wonder it's working. I mean,
but here's the thing, it's not being reported.
so
they're not talking about how he'll go in and so there's a black business group, and so he sits down at a round table and talks with them about what he's planning on
never a square
doing.
table. You fit more people around.
You know, there's if the thing of it is when you're at a square table, there's always a tendency to cut corners. So when you're at a round,
I was going to say,
I didn't get it. Dude, come on, man.
Okay.
You know, if you're at a square table, there's a tendency to cut corners.
I pushed it, I swear. It's not. There we go.
Hey, Opa! All right.
You saw me clicking the button.
It's off screen. I'll have to
fifth.
trust, but verify.
No, that's not off screen.
Trust, but verify.
That is not off screen. You know what? I have to say.
Look at that camera. Look at that camera right there. Is it in the picture? No, it's off screen.
Oh my word! It's in the picture over there. Okay, I would agree with all of his statements if a single sliver of it was true. On one side, it is clear and it is cut. Well, there's the one person that
it's clear and it's cut.
Yeah, are we cutting corners again?
Yeah.
Oh wait, are we cutting corners again?
Hey,
okay. Better timing that time. On one side, that they grew up with you, went to college with you, had to work as hard as you, and suffered the same as you, and all of this, you know, the same as you. And I'm like, I've heard a little bit about Kamala Harris, her background, and how she grew up, and how her first couple of jobs that she went through, where she didn't even show up and yet she still got paid quite a high amount of salary, and it just absolutely blows my mind. And you can go and you can look this up, and it is true, it is verified, and it is history, and it is fact. And yet some people will never do that. And he's saying that she suffered with you, she went to college like you, she had to work just as hard as you, and yet she was in quite the affluent family because of her dad's profession.
Well, the one thing, what Obama was meaning by that, and he didn't say it because he can't come out and say it, was...
Can I have a sip? I'm thirsty.
Like you. The one thing he didn't say that he wanted to say, and is actually what he's trying to get at, is that she's black like you.
No, she's not even really
and that's not even true. I get that, but she went to college with you. No, she's black like you. That's what he's really trying to get at, but he couldn't say.
No, of course you can't say that, because
so he went all the way around
Robin
Hood's barn to try to say how much that you guys are alike. Oh, you mean he's black? Yeah, okay, got it.
You mean she's not black? I don't know.
She's not.
It's just stupid. It's crazy. It's, oh, well, I mean, I have this in me. Does it make me... You know, I've got Native American coming in from both sides of my family. Does that mean I'm Native American or can be accepted as Native American? No. I have Jewish in me. No, I'm most likely not accepted as Jewish at all. You know, German, Scottish, all of these different things. And yet, all I can say is that of all of my ethnic backgrounds that are very different and very different culturally wise, all that I get compared to is... white.
You're a white girl.
That's not even a race. But you can say black is a race. No, black is a color. White is a color. I didn't know these things were sentients and had multiples to them.
All right.
The ridiculousness of it.
Easy going down that. All right. So you about ready? So you about ready to pivot?
I'm ready to make you cry.
Oh, you're about ready to make me cry. So that means we're hitting that point of the show, and so I hope before we do, let's do this and give a formal thank you for hanging in there. If you got any comments yourself about that very thing, politic tactics, if you will, campaign tactics, what's working, what's not working, I encourage you, put it in the comments down below. Let us know what you're thinking. Or if you want to tell me that I'm crazy, that I'm stupid, I should have known already that shaming was a big part of politics and campaigning.
Though.
Huh?
You don't get shamed, though.
I don't?
No, you can't.
I can't?
No.
Well, you got to be willing to take it on to be shamed.
Yeah.
That's the part of the psychology there. So anyway, any comments that you have, put them down below. Also, we would ask that if you like the content, be sure to hit like. That's the bell, right?
No,
it's not. The bell's subscribe.
No, the subscribe button is subscribe. The bell is for notifications, and the like button is the thumbs up.
Anyway, take time, do that, like us, and subscribe to the channel, and we will be very, very thankful. Now, Kay, you're actually going to try to make me cry. That's what you're going to try to do?
I was going to see if I could try and make Chris cry as well. I had a few of these that were more or less geared towards him military-wise, because there was a few, there was a disabled boy that was able to go through a tactical practice with a squad, and I was just sat there, and I'm just like, it is so cute and sweet.
All right.
Oh,
so
I took that one out, though, and I more or less made this one about kids, though.
Okay.
And
what's this segment of the show called?
Things that I saw on the internet.
Things that Kay saw on the internet. All right. She's going to share with us her research. And did they move you? Is that the whole point? These are things that moved you?
No. All of them have kids in them.
It didn't do anything for you? They didn't move you?
Some of them did.
Some did.
Yeah, some moved me. Some. So.
Well, it doesn't matter, happy or sad. They moved you. I was happy. I was sad. They moved me, Bob.
Okay, yeah. I was just getting ready to quote that.
All right.
Anyway, the first one was originally a Roomba that escaped and was going across a crosswalk.
A Roomba?
Yeah, the little vacuum. It's not a microwave. The little robot vacuum.
We don't microwave the floor, okay? All right.
It's a microwave. All right, here we go.
All right. So everybody will be able to see these, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
If it plays.
You'll make baby. You'll get a wife. And Kate, breed.
She's saying breed.
Breed. Rubble, can you breed, please? Please, breed. I want money for breed. If you don't breed, I'm going to turn you into a medium rare steak. Breed.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. We need money.
He's a sweet boy. Yeah.
You won't be sweet for long if you don't breed the cow.
Why are you so sassy?
We need money, but I think he's just messing with him and he only got him bread.
You think he's already got on bread?
You better have. He might be a medium rare steak.
Okay. First, does everybody know what breed of cow that is?
I did. I can't.
It is in the line of what is known as a Brahma.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you realize those are one of the biggest cows in cow breeding? Do you realize that was a bull?
Very tiny child.
Did you see the size of the child next to that stupid thing?
She was right, though. He was a very sweet, very docile.
Oh, he was. Do you realize those are one of the meanest breeds of bulls? They get very angry very quickly.
No, I didn't.
Now, he's not the true Brahma, which are gray.
Okay.
All right. So he's a different kind of breed, and I see the disposition of the cow. I would not let a child
Wouldn't.
walk up to a Brahma that huge. Everybody needs to realize those things start pushing a ton. A ton.
You heard what she said, though.
Yeah, she's going to turn him into a medium rare steak.
If he doesn't breed.
If he doesn't
We
breed.
need money.
I'm just, what is that mother thinking and letting that child out there? Just, pet the Brahma. He's okay. He's tame.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Here, why don't you pull on the ring in his nose while you're at it? Good night.
All
People
right.
have no respect for animals, that's for sure.
My daughter made brownies for the first time.
You are so mean.
They're super chewy.
I tried my best.
I would never do that to you guys. Never.
I say thankfully we've never been that bad at baking or cooking.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, it
Plus, we
happens
don't
every
feed
once
you
in a
our-
while to somebody.
We don't feed you our failures either.
No, your mom does.
Those aren't failures. She just doesn't like that they didn't turn out
The
perfect.
divinity failed. Can you fill my cup up? Oh my goodness, look what happened to this brownie stuff. It wasn't supposed to turn out like that. I love Tootsie Rolls. Give me that.
She made a fudge one time, but she did it with marshmallows, and honestly, that stuff was the best ever. She doesn't even know how she made it. Sat out in the fridge, and every
No,
so often
and
I'd
then
sneak out and grab
And
some
she
more.
says things like, "It failed. It's no good."
No, it's
Where
not.
and we're all like,
Where
"Where is
is
it? Where is it?" I mean, can you make another batch like that? No, I don't know how I did it. See? Oh man. We're not lying when we can quote it, okay? So yeah, that's the way that it works.
Mom's making soup. Oh yeah, yeah. Did she clean out the freezer too? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gonna be really good.
Just never
Man,
know.
that was awesome. Well, that's the only batch. I can't duplicate it.
No idea what went in.
I haven't, I just threw a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And
What the? Oh, it's coming off the table.
yeah, I saw that.
Oh no.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
That's not. No, that's not gonna do anything.
No, gotta go this way.
Yeah. There we go. Sorry for the interruption. Anyway, I mean, technically they were still edible. They were just a little overdone. The crunch, though.
But you know what? Good man. He was eating it.
For the
Good man.
For the TikTok.
Good man. I love it. He was eating it.
All right.
He was doing the daddy thing.
Doing the daddy thing.
That's
All
what
right.
dads do.
All right.
All right?
Yep.
Hey, River, can you show me how pretty you are?
Ha ha.
Ugh.
Oh. Oh, let's go. That's lemon.
He really wanted to try it, so we let him.
Spent a long weekend in Vancouver, and they brought along some security.
Yeah, you can have it back. So,
Ouch.
Jeez, why are you torturing him?
Do you want me to go?
Get out.
Okay. Sorry. Bye. Should I leave?
Bye.
don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Hi, baby. Oh my God, my love.
Oh.
I know.
The next to the last child, though,
Oh my word.
needed some serious reprimanding.
More than just laughing at him.
Needed some serious reprimanding.
They were Scottish, did you hear?
Do
you want me to go?
I caught the accent was of European, but
Yeah.
I didn't catch Scottish.
Yeah. All right, next.
Sophia,
Dad?
did you take my phone?
No.
Yes, the maniacal evil laugh.
That, yes.
You say I'm just regular. What makes you a supervillain? Presentation. That's
Gotta admit,
that's what that reminds me of. Yeah,
actually,
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Some water?
Really?
Really? Yeah.
Is it cold?
No, it's not cold.
Are you cold?
No, I'm not cold.
Oh.
Beepy. Beepy.
Why, Ayana?
That's using your head.
Now come to face camera. Uppercut.
As we say in the business world, that was counterproductive.
It's like me helping you that one Christmas putting your grill together, standing in the middle of it playing.
That is, as we say in the business world, counterproductive.
The unpaid intern.
Could be. Got any more?
Some people don't know this, but in Texas we got some dolphins in fresh water. They're nice. I'm just kidding. It's my dad.
Ha ha ha. Because that's what dads do.
It was pretty good about leaping out of the water.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he really was. Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, baby, go. Come to mama. Go, baby, go.
I'm sure it's a fine background.
You got the two down there that are playing.
The mom or the dad? The girl moms? No. Just dad. Oh, she's so close. She got distracted.
Both of them got distracted.
I love the guy in the yellow suit. That's a nasty.
Uh-oh. 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 Hey! Oopa!
Yeah, it's great. It's so sweet. Alright, and for the last one.
Alrighty. Did audio go to 1 year on you? Okay.
Yeah, that was weird.
It is very weird.
Alright, last one. Hi, what are you?
What is she seeing for the first time?
Glasses. See so
Just seeing?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if these were colorblind. I know how much glasses changed my life. Wow. That's Do you know the ones that I can't?
Hearing.
I love to watch them.
Hearing.
But it's the one about the ones on hearing. I love to watch them. They are emotional.
Yeah.
Especially the first time when a dad or a mom looks over, or I've seen a husband.
Yeah.
They were married and did all the signing and everything. So and would talk with them like that. And all of a sudden they put them on and the nurse says, can you hear? And she goes, and the eyes light up. And then as soon as it does that, the husband, which they're a really, really young couple.
Yeah.
And he looks over and he goes, I love you. And it's the first time she got to actually hear it. Oh, it's emotional.
Yeah.
It's emotional.
Something you always take for granted.
Yeah.
You know, and just to seeing all of their faces instantly light up of, I can see.
Yeah.
And the joy.
Yes.
And even in just being inside, but the joy of being able to, and you could always see when they look at like their parent and they just crack the biggest smile, but the processing of, wait, this is different. It's just so adorable.
I was in the 5th grade when I got my glasses for the first time, and the doctor put them on my face, and the world lit up in front of me, but I could get close enough to
see detail.
To see like the doctor's face that put them on me, or everybody else's face. It's when I walked outside.
Yeah.
And I never knew the trees were that green.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that came to my mind, is like, the trees are so green.
Wow.
Because one of the things, I have an astigmatism and I am severely nearsighted.
Yeah. I have his eyes.
What I would almost, I'm almost considered to be clinically blind. And it was because people don't realize this. So when the glasses go off my face, what ends up happening, colors blur. And when they blur, and if you see, things colors aren't clear.
It's just.
And they start blurring together, and the fringes of that blur actually disappear. The color actually disappears into whatever else it's into. It's so blurry.
The darker it is,
and
it's
so
just shadows.
Yeah, and so for those of you that have good eyesight, so you don't understand that. And the doctor put the glasses on my face, and I can remember where I was. Walked outside, there was an elm tree, and I was just staring at the elm tree.
Crazy.
And my mother was laughing at me because of my reaction. Okay, and it was kind of funny, but we were there, and
the day's always brighter when you get new glasses.
And I'm looking at it, and it's like, I didn't know that the trees were so green.
Someone else's reaction I heard that I never knew you should be able to see individual leaves on a tree. I just thought they were all just one massive blob.
That's another thing. I could see the leaves. And it wasn't just a blob of green.
Different detail, different appreciation for it. I have his eyes, so I can highly sympathize when one eye is worse than the other.
That I don't have a problem with.
And so my one eye has to compensate for the other, and so I can't have my glasses off for for a short period of time. I guess I can, but pushing up to about an hour and a half, I get the worst pain in my eyes. I can't. It's because my one is so compensating for my other that it just it pulls something fierce on it, and then I could possibly go into a migraine if I wasn't careful about it. So
yeah. Well, we want to thank you for being with us tonight, and hopefully the sound and the recording hasn't done the same thing as the sound in our heads.
No, I think we just need to replug something in.
Okay. Hope that's all that it is. And we're glad that you've been with us tonight. And yes, we have missed Chris. One of the things that he brings to the table is he's the political science guy. I'm more of the cultural and spiritual guy, and this is common sense over here. So
I'll take it.
Yeah, we're glad. And that's what we do, is we want you to use some common freaking sense. So we hope that you enjoyed the show, and we wanted to bring a little bit of this content to you and to be thinking about, hey man, when you deal with people out in the world, what's the best way to actually sway them? What's the best way to bring somebody over to your side? If you were to do some campaigning, how are you going to get somebody to say, hey, choose me? Okay, I'm running. I think I'm the best. Choose me. I can't believe though that shaming is really a way that is really going to work. But Kay seems to think that there's some political science to that, and
it's been a tactic used for a long time,
and that it may be able to get you where you're going. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Thanks a lot. Again, subscribe, like the channel, and what's the bell thing again?
Notifications.
Oh, get notifications. Yeah. So you'll know that as we start plastering this stuff all over the internet. So that's going to wrap it up for me tonight here on Common Freaking Sense. And I'm going to say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
All right. We'll see you next time right here on the Common Freaking Sense Network.
Oh no, you did it too fast. Where is it?
You weren't ready for us to go off?
Ready.
Oh my goodness, this is the most terrible ending in all the world.
Oh no. Bye.
Bye.